you like to do the motion? Good evening, Mayor and Alderman. I'm Steve Bockenberg of VAC Roads. This is my first opportunity to meet with this board. I met with the previous board 6 weeks ago to give an update. I think furnished a memo that Marcella added to your packet for the evening that kind of summarized the report, so I won't go through that memorandum. But just in summary, we did advertise for bids. We opened the bids last Wednesday and received 3 bids from Cat Excavation, Metro Asphalt, and Kissick Construction Company. In the memorandum, you see the amounts of bids. Cat Excavation bid was low at $372,428.55. Metro Asphalt was second, $386,578.85. And Kissick Construction was the third bid we received, an amount of $509,152.20. As part of the advertisement for bids and submittal of the bids, we asked the bidders to provide references in communities where they had done work similar to this, so we could check their performance. We sent a number of invitations, so we weren't sure how many bids we were going to receive. We wanted to be sure that we received bids from responsible contractors. In the memorandum, I summarized the reports that I've received. Oh, sound just came out. I had placed some additional calls that were not returned, but the references that I checked for Cat Excavation included Bay City, Missouri, Blue Springs, City of Raymore, Missouri, and Missouri Department of Transportation. If you recall, MoDOT, even though this is a city project, the project will be constructed on MoDOT right-of-way, and as a permit project, MoDOT will have a project representative that will be very concerned about the quality of the work, and they will have to sign off. They'll issue a permit to the contractor, and they will have to sign off on all the work that is completed before they'll approve its acceptance of the work. For the references on Cat Excavation, I talked with the representatives from Bay City, Missouri, and Blue Springs, Missouri. They were both very positive about Cat's performance on the project. They were very good to work with. You can see the details there. As far as the types of work that they did in Bay City, it was sewer line and water line installation. In Blue Springs, it was sewer line and storm sewer and a wastewater treatment plant. No street work in either of those communities. In Raymore, Missouri, I spoke with the Deputy Public Works Director, and you can see the report there. It was a street project. I believe it was about a mile long. He didn't state the value of the project. He noted there were several change orders, some of which were contested. And the final question that I had asked them to respond to, would they consider Cat for future street work? And you see the last comment there. So he was satisfied with the quality of work performed, but they were uncertain if Cat would be considered for future projects based on past performance. The fourth reference that I talked with was Mike Sanders at MoDOT, and Mike will be the project representative, the permit engineer that will be responsible for this project. Mike had a number of comments there that there for your consideration, but he was very concerned about the quality of work that the Cat had performed on previous projects, a number of performance problems, skills, equipment, the quality of their work, and he made the comment that he said he would work with whatever contractor the city awarded the contract to, but any contractor, but he was mentioning Cat specifically, if any of their work or performance did not meet MoDOT expectations, he would pull the permit for the project. So I think that was a pretty telling comment. I did check references on the second low bidder, Metro Asphalt. Again, I placed a number of calls, several of which I never received a comment from, but talked with representatives in Lexington, Missouri, Cameron, Missouri, and MoDOT, again Mike Sanders, and got positive responses from all 3 of those reference checks. I called for Mr. Hazlip last week, but he was out. I was out today and was not able to make contact with him, but I know Cat has done some work previously for the city, so Mr. Hazlip, I entertain any comments you'd have in that regard as far as performance.
I did call you and leave a message for you today, yes, but you were gone, so. The thing I can say about Cat in relation to Metro is the one project that has been front and center, at least the beginning part of my tenure here, was the Cox School Road project, and we had some issues with, I think, a lack of change order that I believe should have been present. Back last fall, at some point, they presented their bill to the city. We approved, in discussions with the city engineer, approved the majority of it, it's $200,000. We sent a check for. There was a contesting by CAT on some rock that was delivered and laid. They say at the request or direction of CAT or Larkin engineers. Yet Larkin did admit there was a certain amount of rock that was supposed to be here. However, to the extent that, you know, how much, there's some conflict there, or was at the time. Needless to say, there was no change order, and that's what I work under in making a determination on how to pay the bill. Neither Larkin nor CAT had issued a change order for this additional expense to the city. Long story short, I called both Larkin, Bill Cunningham, and their main guy on the job, I can't think. No. I can't think of his name right now, but I know him. Terry Parsons. Called them here, and I also called Steve Bailey, and we had a meeting, and pretty much told them that this isn't going to happen again as long as we're going to be working together. If we're going to do this, anything changes on the contract that the council's already approved, we want a change order to be approved by the council. At that time, I opted to go ahead. It was $7,000 odd. I opted to go ahead and settle it and move on with life because we could have had some other issues there pop up. But that's really, I guess, my frustration. And at this point, can I say it was all CAT's fault? I can't, but I've always worked under the premise that the contractor will provide the change order if there's a change order to be provided, and we didn't get that in this case. So that's my experience right now. I will take the board, I'll let the board, you know, stew on that, along with these other comments, and whatever choice you make is fine with me.
I guess in summary then, at the end of the memorandum, I make a comment that, again, I noted that I had requested several other reference checks that I never received any response from, but based on the responses that I received and the reported performance of CAT excavation on street projects, which this is, that's my recommendation that the contract not be awarded to them as low bidder, and that the contract be awarded to Metro Asphalt. So, be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
I will say, in fairness, I mentioned Metro Asphalt. I will say, in fairness, the only other project I worked with them on is the recently completed 4th and Dryden project. They, to my knowledge, have done a good job, have performed to the specs that were designed. So that's all I can say about them. We haven't had any issue that I know of, billing-wise or anything with that. So.